Oh hey Internet, what is up? Welcome back to the Type QQ channel. We have another run of Jetbuster for you right now as we go for the 1cc. And I have to say, we're getting there. We're getting there. You know, it seems like we're not really. We're kind of like hitting a wall or hitting a pothole, as it were. But I really think, this video certainly isn't perfect. You know, it's not like it's not an endurance run by any means where we kind of just run out of gas. You know, we certainly hit a wall and kind of get, gutted, sort of bottomed out. You know, so there's a lot of potential in this run. It's just we have to kind of tighten things up in the late game, and I think we've got a pretty good whack at it. One thing we did in the options real quick is that we did change all the blue bullets to pink bullets. So that's going to be a little bit of a surprise from the normal videos we do. I've just been a bit too precautious about our fire going through the same sort of bullets or same color bullets in certain areas of the game, which can kind of become a bit too challenging. Or a bit too, confusing, rather. You know, I don't think it's ever really been an issue, but it's always been that sort of like, okay, I'm shooting, they're shooting, it's all the same color, what the fuck's going on? So, it is, not too many games have that option where you can go in and customize each type of bullet. It's not just like, would you like all your bullets this color? It breaks it down to, which bullet would you like to change into what tone, and it gives maybe like 10 different colors. So, I've complained and bitched about certain games, of like that try to make the bullets, all sort of like orange, whether it's your bullets or their bullets. I've kind of complained about the Raiden series doing that. And I'm like, if I could only just change the colors of these bullets, I would be a happy camper. And in this game, they actually did such a thing. The option should be there for like every game, to be honest. I would understand why you would want to keep things, to look maybe, I hate to use the word realistic, but, as close to like an explosion or fire as you'd like. I'd understand that, but, you'd have to understand that, that doesn't work for everybody, give people the choice. That's why options and settings are there, I think. And I think it's a pretty awesome job that they actually included that. Not even though there's really no precedent for it, At least not that I found. It's a really great addition, I think. And I would like to hope that that's a trend moving forward, that a lot of games have a lot of, when you talk about these sort of like indie games, we want some resolution options, we want some binding options, when it comes to keyboard controls. Yeah, that's one mistake that we need to tighten up if we ever want to get better in this game, or strike deeper into the game. And then, visual controls, like changing bullet colors, that's awesome. Yeah, like I was saying, we do really well. I think this video actually showcases the very furthest we've gotten in the game so far, but, not by a terrible amount. There you can kind of see the sort of pink bullets on display. I believe I don't remember them being pink before, but regardless. But yeah, this is the furthest we've ever been, but it's mistakes like what we've been doing in Stage 2 that really, hinder things. And not just okay, we lost a life, but our metal multiplier just dropped significantly. In a perfect world, we'd like to stay on level 5 or level 6 as long as possible. and you know, getting killed early on and having your multiplier drop down, that's, you know, not really gonna work for us. There's some pink bullets. I know he shoots kind of blue, and that's been kind of a curveball sometimes with those random blue balls. A nice pickup of medals there. His second form here. He only has 2. But I do have to say that the pink bullets help out quite a lot. And there we go. A nice pickup, a nice load of medals from that boss. So sitting at 4 lives, we've picked up a couple extends, but we've also perished. I think maybe once, maybe twice. We'll hope to cut that number down a little bit. At level 5 here, well, level 5 medals. And this is certainly a level where we can kind of make a ton of bank. There's a little bit of curiosity or a little bit of strategy or tactic brainstorming that we need to... Ooh, that is terrible. That is terrible. That we need to consider. You know, I mean, a lot of these enemies, you know, if you fire them with your sort of multi-shot, you know, they'll drop 1 coin. However, I'm sure you've noticed that there's those larger enemies that look like sort of boxes, large boxes with fans on them. I don't know what exactly... We'll come across them, I'm sure. But when you shoot them, they sort of just bleed, you know, coins. Those guys right there. Yeah, so when we fire and shoot those, they don't just leave, you know, a couple coins. You know, they leave a stream of coins. So it's you start to wonder when you take down those type of bad guys, like, what should I do? You know, should I cash in a bunch of medals with him, or should I like level up, because a lot of those coins would, you know, a lot of those coins would level me up, or those medals would give me a lot of points. So it's a hard. Granted, we're moving fast here, so it's not really much of a choice, but and also level 5 is not so bad, as we're really cashing in. We got an extend there maybe a minute or so ago. Just a ton of... And this is kind of what we wanted, as another extend gets picked up. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. Up to 5 lives. In fact, we're kind of like right under 6. If we can beat this guy without dying, or maybe even leveling up to level 6 for the next level, that'd be perfect. Because, you know, as we progress from stage to stage, the progression in our bar is going to drop back down to 0. We'll keep our level, but you know how we're so close from leveling up, we're going to lose all that green. So if we can knock down a couple levels, or a couple forms of this guy, and get enough coinage to be unfortunately not there. You know, maybe again in this form. Yeah, the pink bullets help out a lot. You can kind of see them a lot better. Yeah, I think pink and blue, they're just opposite just enough to kind of work to your advantage. There we are. We're on to 6. Couldn't really ask for better. Now we just got to hope that this guy doesn't kill us. So far, so good. Yeah, that works out pretty well. Very rarely does that work out. Usually we lose a lot of coins on our bar, you know, from level to level. But that one actually seems like we just squeaked out a level 6, so we get to start this level with some nice high multiplied medals here, and sitting on 5 lives as well, which, you know, feels pretty damn good. Quite the blitz from those UFOs. Like, next time we'll have to remember to just kind of not sort of graze into the corner and get ourselves in trouble. You know, one thing you have to remember is just to kind of go back and forth, not to one side particularly, because you do sort of close off your advantage points. You know, you don't get to choose to move back and forth anymore. You just get to move in one direction, and if that direction is into bullets, you're dead, you know. Another little spot to make medals there is on that battleship down there. There's a few of them around in this game as we pick up another extend. Sort of like little caravan special spots to pick up extra medals. I hope they were 6 times as well. I think they were. The dodging was not that hard, but like I was saying, you know, if we could just kind of tighten up our game. However, we are settling with some level 4s. I was like, things aren't getting as congested and bad as they seem. It's just, you know, when you make some bad moves and you slowly drift to one side and not really sort of center yourself, you know, it does get a little nasty. Alright, big spaceship here. Usually gives us some issue. However, the pink bullets, they've been helping. Pretty tricky snowflake thing going here. However, we made it through at the cost of our bomb, so now we're really at the sort of at the breaking point of protecting this life. Trying to get out of the corner the best we can, but that wall of pink bullets are proving to be kind of difficult. However, we just was able to there. So sitting at 5 lives, hopefully we can finish this guy off without perishing, but there we are. I mean, that's exactly what happens, like 9 times out of 10 if you're just waiting in the corner. You know, what direction do you plan on, you know, moving your next, you know, dodge? You know, you're cut off. You know, not saying bosses particularly dodge your shots, but where a bosses stand, they're standing in the corner. I don't know, it's just the biggest bad habit I have is just kind of drifting into a corner, you know? Alright, here, despite the bad play and the kills that we received last level, this place is really great for leveling us our medal multiplier back up. As you can see, there's like this giant waterfall of just coins bringing us up to 5. But we could even be greedier. We're going to stay on 5 though. I think we want to kind of get our lives back, get some extends going, get some points up. However, there are coins still about. You know, we're still in these areas of, like, you know, yeah, these coin waterfalls from these larger enemies. So, I mean, despite the fact that we were kind of pretty happy with 5, we're now at 6. Yeah, and these are just some massive payouts. So we just picked an extend, but I think we're really not satisfied until we pick up a couple more. don't particularly see it. Probably at 100 mil is probably our next one, but we're working towards it pretty quickly. And it certainly helps when there's just enemies just sitting there waiting to be killed. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty tough right there. At 96 here. There's our extended 100 mil. So bring us up to 6. And pumping at level 7. Pumping? Is that the correct word to use? But yeah, I would love to keep our multiplier here. But there it is. And there it goes. It's quickly going. We had 2 bombs in that life, which was really disappointing. You know, that this is one of the instances where like maybe we haven't faced this boss enough to really understand a lot of his patterns. But this is certainly parts of the games where we don't really want to, like, you know, we don't want to choke. You know, we had 2 lives, 2 bombs in that life that we just sort of flushed away by just kind of, I don't know, being too bold, I guess. I really resist saying that, or just being, just playing it too risky. Being too stupid, it's probably a bit more comfortable. I feel more comfortable saying that. Yeah, and this pattern is a lot easier to take care of now that those bullets are pink and a little bit more. Another corner death that just foolish and stupid. And there's another one. And these are all lives that had 2 bombs sitting on them as well. So just absolutely stupid. I mean, we finally took down that boss, well, Rita, I suppose. But what, 4 lives? 4 lives down the toilet, going into the final level here. I believe this is the final level. I mean, that's the sad thing, is like if we came into this level with 4 lives, it'd been a lot better than what we have right now. Quickly leveling up here. Pretty happy with 5, I do believe. However, up to 6. I mean, this game is being very generous with you know, whether it's extends to its metal multiplier. You know, it's just despite your desire to settle for a lesser multiplier, it will push you up to like 6 or 7. Alright, and this is an area you can kind of take it easy. Just go back and forth. And this is the same, you know, much of the same. You know, as long as you're patient, you see what's coming, and you can kind of... God, if I could just stop dying in the corner, you know, my life would just be complete. Some pretty awful bullets there, just hanging on the screen. Silent killers they are. Satisfied with 4 here, hoping that we can get maybe like 140 or 150. However, we are pretty close to 5. And then just absolutely misgauged that bullet there, and there it is. A little short. But that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff, and we'll come back and strike for that 1cc again.